All right, this is the first episode of The Common Casual. I am Rudy Plord, and joining me on the line is...
My name's CJ. It's true, so I'm not sure why last names are important here, Rudy.
Yeah, last names really aren't, but that's okay. We'll know.
Now everyone knows, and they can take our identity. Tell them your social security number, Rudy.
All right, it is 312-456-7987.
Perfect.
It's yours now. I'm yours now.
Yeah, you are.
Get my tax return. Take it.
Take my tax return.
Take my tax return, please. It's yours now. You clearly deserve it because you listened to this podcast.
You earned it.
Or watched this video.
You're listening to this.
You either listened or watched it. Mostly listened, with maybe some visuals, but whatever.
There you go.
So now you get it. So now you know us. We're these guys. But yeah, we're pretty much what we're here to talk about is we're gonna talk about customizing Magic to your own particular needs, and why we do that. Why me and CJ need to do that in order to really enjoy Magic the Gathering.
And not lose our shit and quit, and then pick it up a year or two later, and then lose our shit and quit again, and then pick it back up and repeat this fucking process since high school. We're old now, and we need to stop it.
Everything he said and more is very true. We are both 30 now, and we've been playing Magic off and on since 18, 17.
I think 17. Yeah, 17.
That's time we've both been playing. But yes, and we did precisely what he just said. We would play, have a little, we'd have a good time, and then eventually always focus on playing competitively. Then fail at that, hate that, quit. Then some cool set comes out, get into that, play in a competitive environment in that, fail at that, quit, and so on and so forth. And then just every time we accrued really valuable things or things we enjoy, kind of pissing them away for $0, and then them being worth so much later down the road. And we wish we just had that.
And being like, man, I wish we didn't rage quit that one time and stop playing for 2 years. Maybe we'd still have those things and we'd be in a better position.
Maybe, definitely, we would still have those things. And that's kind of
the moral of the story is the good feelings in playing Magic were always temporary.
Yeah.
And even though we loved the game, something about it would make us fucking snap and say, man, fuck this. This is awful. And you know what? Fuck the people who play Magic. They can be mean and shit like that, and just be like, you know what, dude? Why don't we just quit this shit, play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a couple more years, then quit Yu-Gi-Oh!, then come back to this, and then just rinse and repeat that for the next, well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Hasn't lasted 12 years, but, a good amount of years.
Too many years. Too long was this our trend. Too long did we keep doing this. Realizing that just playing competitively wasn't what we were looking for in a game. A little bit when we were younger, a little bit more we were looking for competitive. But, as we got older, we more so what we're looking at is a game that can be fun, that roughly me and CJ could just play by ourselves. It's hard for us
to feel joy.
To feel joy.
Feel joy. Take breaks from the harsh terrain of life and enjoy a hobby, the game of cards, without wanting to kill myself at some point, and then selling all my shit off and regretting everything I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a hobby is good as long as you're enjoying it. The moment that you start feeling negative feelings about it, you're like, wow, man, this is awful. This is my hobby. This is what I'm doing in my fun time, my free time. So it's hard to, even video games, anything, it's hard to do it, play it with your friends or whatever, and somebody not lose their shit and say, man, fuck this, that's broken, or that's stupid, or man, dude, it's so cheap. Like, Oh man, I fucking hate it, dude. We went to that tournament. I had a miserable time. I played against total assholes.
What
we were there for like 10 hours.
What tournament?
Oh, just any tournament, dude.
Oh, okay.
We played plenty of them.
We did play plenty.
Just a vague description of one of the hundreds of tournaments that we went to.
All right.
We were there all day. We were hungry a lot of the time. The rounds went on so long we couldn't eat. We played mean people. we were doing just good enough to last to, oh man, last round of the fucking day one. If we win, we can make it to day two. If we lose, oh my God, this was all for nothing, and we gotta quit the game for 2 years again.
Yeah, this is very true.
Spoiler alert, never made it to day two. Lots of 2-year quittings.
Lots of 2-year quittings, yeah. A lot of, and we wouldn't just quit just because we didn't make it. There'd be a lot of times where it's just like it fizzle afterwards, where it's like you spent all that time, or you spent all day playing in a tournament, grinding, and like you said, playing people sometimes that are their motivation.
They're just there to win, dude. They don't give a fuck about you. They want you to die in hell, and that's not all Magic players. But
no.
Shit, when you do encounter those die in hell Magic players, who you're like, man, I don't like dying in hell. Why am I here? This is my hobby? Dying in hell? Oh my God, I want to go home and get my girlfriend to hold me. I feel so empty. So yeah.
Yes.
We learned in this past 12 years, we've learned that we enjoy card games, we enjoy video games, but we don't enjoy the way that they are designed in the end. There's always something. There's always something, some oversight by the designers or whatever, or, in experience with other players that makes the experience sour. And you're like, man, this isn't fun anymore. This isn't what I set out to do by playing this. And that brings us to our point of we have finally learned. It only took a little bit of time, just 12 years.
12 years.
We learned that you have to take something you love, like Magic, what we're going to talk about today, and you have to customize it to be what you want out of a hobby.
Yeah.
You're not just going to play it by the general rules of tournament shit and whatever, standard garbage, ouch stuff, the stuff that makes you say ouch. You gotta be like, man, how do we play this game and continue to play this game and never stop playing this game? And in that time, nobody feels so bad that they don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah.
And so we designed our own format. And it's been pretty sweet so far. We haven't had any moments thus far of freaking out and being like, man, fuck this. Let's quit. I'll see you in 2 years.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm like, definitely the biggest thing is, we finally learned what we wanted out of the game. And it is tougher because me and CJ play, but we usually can't find a third or more people to play with us on a consistent basis or to get together very often. So when we design or do anything, we always have to think of just me and him playing in mind. And that could be anybody who has a tighter, like 2 people, but they have a 4-person group, they understand how like boring or sometimes unfun it can be when you just play those 2 all the time. Or like
one person, like, whoa, this got old quick.
Yes.
I don't want to see you for 2 years.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your bullshit. So the importance of trying to design something that feels fun and fresh, and then it's something easy that 2 people can do, or more people can do, honestly. I mean, as many people as you want. It just, we needed something that had to at least work with 2 people.
But yeah. If you're playing Magic, chances are you have 1 friend.
Yes.
And maybe you're lucky enough to have a group of friends, but more than likely, it's just you and a friend being like, man, shit, remember Magic, dude? Oh, man, that was fun. Let's pick up some decks and play or something. Then you're like, what do I do? Get these pre-constructed decks or these? Oh, man, what are these Planeswalker decks? And you're like, yeah, dude, we just want to play casual. Fuck tournament.
Yeah. And
then you get that sort of product thinking you can
it's all gonna work out
right out of the box. It's all going to work out, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. I'll get this one. There's 2 different Planeswalker decks.
What?
Oh, perfect. I'll get this one.
Whoa.
You get that one. We only need this. Let's crack them open and play.
Boom.
And then you're like, what
Done.
the fuck is going on here, dude? You're just beating my ass, and I'm pretty sure there's nothing I can do about it. Like, let's play a couple more games. You know, maybe I'm just stupid, but let's play a couple more games.
Maybe I'm just fucking stupid.
And then you're like, wow, holy shit, Magic the Gathering, this company, Wizards of the Coast, they release products under the illusion that you can pick them up with a friend and just play them straight out of the box against each other. And they've been doing that for a long time, and maybe they've nailed it a few times, but the majority of our experience has been they're sealed products, out of the box decks, pre-constructed. They just do not play well against each other at all.
It's always
like nobody thought about it. They jam-packed one deck full of some bullshit. Yeah, terribly unbalanced. Oh my God! I remember when me and Jimmy went up to Maryland 2 years ago, or a year and a half, whatever. Shadows of Innistrad, Over Innistrad had just come out, and we're like, dude, let's just pick up while we're here, so we can play some cards. Let's each pick up one of these intro decks for Shadows over Innistrad. And I looked it up online. I was like, oh man, which one do I want to get? I'm like, oh Jimmy, you like angels and stuff, right? Oh man, why don't you pick up this red-white one? It's all about like evil angels and stuff. That's cool. All right, what do I get? The blue-green deck looks fun. So we open them up. We start playing. I play fucking Tireless Tracker. And you can just call it a day. Because Tireless Tracker is broken, and Jimmy can never do anything to me. Ever. All I'm doing is just playing all these lands, getting all these clues. I got that fucking rare that produces more clues every turn. Oh, no big deal. Just sacrifice 3 clues, search your deck for any card. I just beat the shit out of Jimmy every time. And it got to the point where I was like, all right, Jimmy, why don't you use this deck so you can have a good time? And I'm like, Jimmy's an inexperienced player. I don't think that's the reason why he's losing, but maybe I can pull off some wins with this against him. And I was just blown away by how terribly, horribly imbalanced those 2 decks were. I was like, yep, Jimmy doesn't even have to know what he's fucking doing to beat me with that deck. And these are just supposed to be introductions to this game? What a godless, awful introduction. Oh my God, that just sounds like you're going to get $15 out of somebody. And then they're going to say, well, fuck this game. I'm never playing this stupid game again.
Yeah, it's
going to end there.
That's the biggest problem. And I think, and most anybody who plays Magic notices that and feels that, is that for whatever reason, when they're designing anything, intro decks or Planeswalker decks or anything, I don't know why their first thought in mind is, let's make sure that toe-to-toe, these decks will be absurdly balanced. You take them out of the box, you play with one other person, and either person has a shot at winning. It just depends on how the cards come up, how they play, and all this stuff. I wish those were the only factors, but for whatever reason, it always feels like the 2 decks were never played against each other or play tested against each other. And the situation is you have one deck that is clearly superior, has the better cards, and it flows better, and you have this other one that's like the GIMP crippled version, and it loses every time. The only way it doesn't lose is if the other deck completely gets mana screwed and can't draw a single mana, and then the other one can beat it. And that's the only time. And it's terrible. Horrible. And I don't know why that's the case.
It's fucking awful. Yeah, like you said, you figured it would be the first thought.
Oh, absolutely.
And in the end, it's not even the last thought, Rudy. It's not a thought.
It's not a thought. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's literally not a thought. It's all right. Let's make these decks. Let's never play test them. There's some theme. Maybe it's Elsith versus Kiora for no reason, and nobody ever.
Oh my God, Elspeth versus Kiora was such a sinful dual deck.
It was.
Oh my God, dude! Kiora always wins.
Always.
Kiora cannot lose. Hey, I have one Kiora in my deck. Well, it's 4 costs. Hopefully I draw it and play it. Hey, you got one Elspeth in your deck. Countered. Go fuck yourself. I got a bunch of counters in this deck. Kill yourself, you loser. Trying to play a 6-cost Planeswalker? You think we're playing for fun? Fucker, I'm here to win.
I'm spiking you
and
out of
that was Elspeth versus Kiora. A guaranteed miserable time for whoever's playing Elspeth. For one, monocolor deck. Come on, guys. Monocolor decks are not fun. And, 2, you got just busted cards in the Kiora deck working with 2 colors. It's just,
Although I will say, I think monocolor decks are actually good to introduce to brand new players.
Yeah, but a dual deck.
Obviously, I don't feel like a dual deck should be trying to strive towards new players because Planeswalkers are complicated. So they should be just striving towards intermediate players, like someone more like us that just we play casually and we just want an out of the box experience to have a good time and then play maybe with some old cards.
But if you're ever going to put 2 decks versus each other, if one of them is monocolor, holy fuck, that other deck better be monocolor too.
Oh my God, I know.
Because right off the bat, you have to understand that you're making imbalance right there and saying, oh yeah, this guy's only got 1 color to work with. Oh, but this guy gets to pull from 2 colors. So, I'm sure that's fair.
Yeah, the only time a monocolor can be really good, even though we're getting off on a tangent, the only way monocolor can be really good is if they got, all this Theros love, like for devotion and stuff, and they all advantage for being monocolored. But that's never the case. If they do a monocolored, they don't put any of those kind of cards in. They just are like, it can only run to the strength of its color, and that's it. So like you said, it's already unbalanced because the other one can pull from 2 strengths of 2 colors, and then you usually have more powerful, multicolored cards. Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful. Why would they do that?
But anyway, we shall end the tangent there, and we will just get right into talking about our format. So the whole idea is whatever you want out of Magic, customize it to what you need. If you love spending all day at a fucking tournament and maybe being there for 13, 14 hours.
Yeah.
And win or lose, if you're having a good time, fuck, dude, just keep rocking it.
You're doing the right thing.
That's what a lot of Magic players do.
And they enjoy it. And that's good. If you leave after 13 hours and you lost, and maybe you're disappointed that you didn't make it or you thought you were close enough, but you're like, you know what, I learned something, and next GP I'm going to do even better and stuff like that. If you feel that way, don't stop doing what you're doing. Don't even listen to
it, dude.
Because we got nothing to give you. That you're just, that's good. That's good that you enjoy that. But for the people who go and do that, and if they don't make it to day 2, I mean, they absolutely hate the game, or people are like, I don't really want that level of commitment, or I don't have the time. Maybe you have a wife, maybe you have kids and a job. You're just like, I just can't commit that much.
Yeah, you're like,
time.
Dude, I'm just looking to feel some fucking joy in my life. I'm not looking to, I'm not looking for conquest here over a person, over a human being.
Yeah.
And man, I just feel like being held when I get beaten down like that at Magic. Like shit. If any of this is meeting your criteria, then maybe you just need to say, you know what, fuck Magic the way that they're trying to market it to me.
Yeah.
What can I do to just make sure that me and my friends, just me and one friend, just have some fun. Just build some decks and have some good time. And what we came up with was a rarity restricted block format. Now, I always felt like block format was one of the better formats that Magic offered.
Agreed. Absolutely.
It was more limited. A lot less crazy shit can happen. Sure, there are busted cards that will overpower a block format.
Yes.
But our experiences with playing Magic Online and stuff, block format before it went away, was like, oh wow, we did the best. Like out of all the formats we played, we did the best at block format.
Yeah.
Like we weren't top tier players or nothing, but we won a fair amount of games. We got to play a bunch of different decks, and it was fairly competitive on all ends of those decks. Mm-hmm. But
and then the funnest thing about that type of format is you get to play with cards that would never be able to be played in Standard, Pauper, Commander, any of those other formats. You'd never be able to Modern. Like, these cards aren't good enough for those formats.
Well, cards that you'll open up out of a pack and go, ugh. You just pass right through them, get to the back. What are my uncommons and my rare?
Yeah.
Sometimes that doesn't even offer any good uncommons. What's my fucking rare?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, all these cards are worthless. I see some people just throw the cards out in the trash. For instance, Rudy and I played Theros Block back in the day.
Yeah.
And this was just casual, nothing Magic Online or anything. But holy shit, if you saw the card Nevian Ass, that's 5 cost, 4 or 5 with reach. And then he's got Monstrosity. I can't remember what his Monstrosity was. Was it 2 or 3 counters? I can't even remember.
I think it's 2 counters. I'm pretty sure it's 2 counters.
You're just looking at this common, this awesome card. Super fun if you have a format that allows you to use it and not just fucking lose automatically. Would never see play in anything. Sure, in Limited it was good if you were playing in a draft or something. It was a good card. But we got to play a constructed format, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It was like a mythic rare, but it was a common. It was so cool. And even more so, what we're doing now makes you feel that way about certain.
Whoa, hold on. Pause.
And uncommon.
4 counters. Monstrosity 4.
4 counters?
4 counters.
We were thinking 2 or 3 and it's 4 counters?
Holy
That's fucking magic.
Shit. Holy shit, yeah, it's 7. But yeah, you get 4 counters. It becomes an 8 and 9 with reach.
Hot dog.
That's a good dog.
Oh, Nevian Ass. Whoa, nothing but good feelings about that card.
Damn, I love that card. But anyway.
Anyway, off from the tangent. Here's the format. It's a restricted, limited format. It's restricted by the rarities card. So what we're doing now is we're playing Amonkhet block. So Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation. Specifically for 2 people, we have special rules, but the general rules of it is cards are restricted by their rarity. Mythic rares are restricted to 1. Rares are restricted to 2. Uncommons are restricted to 3. And commons are restricted to 4. So you just go down the scale. If it's a common card, you're going to see it a lot more often. On the other side, if it's a mythic rare, usually mythic rares are pretty good.
Yeah.
But you're not going to see it get played that often because you can only use 1 in a deck. So it makes it feel super special to have that 1 mythic rare.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When you lay it down, you're like, oh, shit, dude, shit just got real. I just played my 1 Liliana. I just played my 1 Gideon, something like that. It's super impactful on the game, but at 1, it does not break the game. Like, generally, you can deal with 1 Planeswalker. But in like a standard environment with Gideon allies in the card, they go, Gideon? And you're like, oh, shit, that's fucking horrible. Let's say they put out the Knight token. You're like, all right, my turn, kill that Gideon. No problem, dude. My turn, another Gideon. Just rinse and repeat. Meet the Gideon, garbage like that. That just straight up ruins the game. There's none of that going on in this format.
And that's what's format.
Oh, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that, and that's what's so nice about this format is that there's a lot more variety in both the decks and the gameplay. Because of that, like these super powerful bomb cards, like they're bombs in Limited, they're bombs in Standard, and in a 60 card deck, of course, you want 4 copies of cards like Elsa's Champion, or maybe you want 3 or 2 copies, But like in Theros block, when you have just 1 Elsa's Sun Champion, you don't even feel sour for you as an opponent when you see it. You're like, whoa, they drew the 1 in their entire deck and stuff like that. Like it's just good all around.
And you're like, I only got to deal with that 1.
Yep.
So as long as I can deal with this 1 Elspeth, unless he plays something to return it from the graveyard to his hand or something, I can just stop thinking about that and stop stressing about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we just play. Everything is restricted by its rarity. And yeah, like the mythic rares, we don't see them a lot. We construct just what me and Rudy do. We construct 4 decks just because we're 2 people, and we're like, when you're just playing 1 versus 1, it can get stale and old pretty quick. So we try to make a tournament out of it, but a tournament for just 2 people. So what we do is we each make 4 decks. Now within these 4 decks, everything is restricted by the rarities, but in addition to that, they're restricted to 1 deck. Like let's say you have Liliana, the Amonkhet Liliana. You can use that one Amonkhet Liliana in any of your decks, but only 1, because she's a mythic rare. You can't say, all right, I'm using Liliana in all my decks. No, you can use 1 Liliana, period. So basically, you have your whole pool of cards, every card from the block, but you can only use a maximum of 1 copy of any mythic rare spread across all 4 of your decks. So the good part about that is that generally there's busted uncommon, busted rares that you'd be like, yeah, if I'm playing these colors, hell, maybe if I'm not playing these colors, I'll just splash this color to play this because it's such a bomb card. It's just so good. So it controls the environment to where we don't see the same garbage over and over again. We just see a lot of variety. You see a lot of commons that would never see any sort of play in standard because you are very limited on what you can put in your deck. So it goes for every card. Mythic, rare, uncommon, and common. You can only have that many copies spread across all 4 of your decks. So you're still there, right, Rudy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. All right. But yeah, it just makes for a lot of variety. For instance, there's this card, Trial of Ambition, in Amonkhet.
Mm-hmm.
Generic in a black, target opponent sacrifices a creature. And then if you play our cartouche, return it to your hand. That card is busted in our format. That card is so ridiculously good.
Yeah.
But you can only use 3 of them. So you could use 1 copy each in 3 different decks, or you can just put 3 copies in 1 deck, 2 in 1, and 1 in another. You have to spread it out because you can't just say, all right, that card's busted. I'm putting 3 copies in all 4 of my decks. So it makes for, when we play, like I said, we're not seeing the same crap all the time. We have to really think outside of the box.
It definitely makes it a lot more exciting. It makes it a lot more interesting when we're playing. Like, so we have a lot more dynamic games. It's nice even when, and it's a fun restriction to put on you. Like when you make those, when you're thinking about using those colors, if you're already using black in another deck and you have 3 Trial of Ambitions, you're like, all right, well, what am I going to put as removal for my other deck? Or maybe I need to make my deck.
Yeah. What can compensate
so that I don't want that card or something like that. Like you want to go through different angles like that, either to put yourself in the situation where you're like, I would not want that card, or maybe you might even just end up being like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna need to play another color, a different color, because I have all my power spread into these 2 decks of black.
Yeah. So, for instance, the last tournament that Rudy and I played, we had 4 decks. Oh, and we make it super fun. We have this app called Versus Tournament on my phone.
On Android?
And it's on Android. We get funny pictures just from the internet, just random shit. And we put, for each one of our decks, we make a character for that deck. And then we'll put a picture for them and then their name. And as we are doing the tournament, I'm just doing the pairings and the brackets in the app. And you'll see, like, for instance, I have Von Thunder, like a sheep with like a helmet on or something like that don't really know what's going on in the picture, but it's good. Rudy has Antonio Astro Boy. It's just some random astronaut. I couldn't tell you what actual astronaut it is, but it was some random picture he found off the internet.
Well, it looks funny.
And it just makes it really fun to give each deck a personality. Mm-hmm. And as we're playing, we're just joking about those two personalities as if they were there playing the deck. But
another element to the game while we're playing.
Just an element of fun.
It is, because that's what it's all about. It's just about us getting together and then just taking a break and having fun games. But we also, I don't want to get lost. Me and CJ do like being competitive with each other. Like, we don't like to play so casually that when we're playing, we're like, oh, I know you meant to do that. Just go ahead and do that, or take that back and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, we don't want to scumbag each other, but we do play a little bit more spiky when we're playing in like a tournament. But we enjoy that feeling and that aspect of really competing against each other. It's just, the idea is that we want it to where it's still all in fun for both of us. Like, the idea is to have a good time. The idea is to feel like if you win, you feel accomplished. If you lose, you still feel like, oh man, maybe we had a great game, we got there. Or if you lose and it's something that you did or the way you built the deck, it's something just go, oh man, next tournament I'm going to get you. Like, we played casually just for the Hour of Devastation, and CJ beat my ass. Like, I won one match, but the other two, he like completely decimated me, like almost embarrassingly so. And I had to run home.
I loved every moment.
I hated it. And I had to run home with my tail between my legs. But I still had a great time. He especially had a great time, no questions asked. But we still had a really good time playing. And, even though I lost, it just makes me feel like, oh, man. By the way, CJ, I'm coming for you. When we go to play, I mean, I am sitting down, looking at the cards. I'm going to come so violently at you. You better be ready for all my hatred. But
I expected it. It's a vicious cycle, but it's fun.
Yes. It's like, we'll say like mean things, but it's like we don't really mean those hateful words or anything. Like, it's kind of just really fun, competitive environment. It's what we're looking for.
Like Goku versus Vegeta.
Exactly.
They both want to know that they're stronger than the other one. And Goku does want to know that he's stronger than Vegeta, even though he doesn't say it. He's just a little piece of shit. And he knows. He's like, yeah, Vegeta. Yeah, we could fight and like get stronger. But remember in the last saga when you died to Frieza and I beat him? Well, let's say we didn't fight each other. And we were just going by, I don't know, statistics to see who's stronger. I guess you'd say I'm stronger, Vegeta. So, I'm not really itching to fight you. I'm just the fucking best. I'm never going to say that, but it's what I feel. And I love not fighting you. And you always yelling at me, fight me, Kakarot, and shit like that. And me just ignoring you, knowing, yep, as long as we never fight and I never lose to him, everybody knows I'm the best.
I'm the best.
Yep.
So in
Goku's really a piece of shit.
In this situation, who's Goku, who's Vegeta?
Oh, I'm usually Vegeta. There have been plenty of times where I'm like, before we did our tournament thing, where you would just beat the shit out of me with some tactics. And then I would like go sit in a dark room and just scream. And by sit in a dark room and scream, I mean I would just build the deck furiously. I'm gonna beat that motherfucker. I swear to God. And I'd make a deck specifically to beat that deck. And then I'd go, all right, Rudy, let's play. And then he would grab a different deck and then play me. You were Goku and me, dude. You're like, yeah, dude, remember when I was the best? And then I never gave you the chance to prove that you're the best to me? Yeah, that was good. Remember? Because I'm the best.
You know what it's really like? It's like when I grabbed a different deck, because every deck I always grabbed would either be like some weaker deck or my less good deck or starter deck. It was like, man, I just want to give you a fair chance, so I'm gonna fight you at Super Saiyan 2, even though I can go Super Saiyan 3, and you don't know that.
Yeah, you know I can totally go Super Saiyan 3.
Totally. You're Majin Vegeta right now.
It's pretty heated, Vegeta, and I just don't want to break your spirits. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah,
like you got this new deck. I just want to give you a fair chance.
Yeah, man, I want you to ease in, like, you just got an M on your forehead. I'm like, is that even powerful enough to beat me at my weaker form? If so, then I'll give you a fair shot at me at my full power.
And by if so, I'll give you a shot at my full power. I mean, well, man, I better get going home now. Now that we played every deck but that one deck that you wanted to beat. But all right, man. Yeah, I'll give you a call later. I'll talk to you tomorrow, dude. Hey. I'm like, motherfucker!
I can't help it. I can't help that a lot of times you wouldn't beat the other deck.
Yeah, fuck off. I designed it specifically to beat that deck.
Yeah. See, and
I wanted to bury you in your own blood, and you wouldn't let me.
You learn a lesson. See, you should have constructed it to be an all-purpose good deck, not just to go after one person.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck off.
But anyway, so that's why we do this. But CJ can tell me to fuck off.
Yep. So, I'm just going to stay silent because I don't know if you're talking right now. It's getting real choppy on my...
No, we good. We good, dog. We good.
All right, cool.
But yeah,
anyway.
Going back to it, so the main reason we have this format and the reason we play with these particular rules is because we've tried so many different combinations of playing over the years. I mean, so many different ones. The last one that was pretty successful for a while was whatever you open in packs, you can play with. And, of course, the legal...
You can always buy the same amount of packs.
And you always have to buy the same amount of packs. And that was fun for a long time, actually. That was really good for a while. But what happened, what we ran into, and that wasn't good, that totally didn't knock CJ, but it knocked all of us out of it, and it knocked me out of it, was...
I opened up a pack, and there was Bulma from Dragon Ball GT in it, and she hit me with Blood Waves, and I went Super Saiyan 4.
She did hit you with all the Blux Waves. And I'm like, motherfucker, I've been training so hard to become Super Saiyan 4.
I've been opening just as many packs as you, and I ain't got no Blux Waves.
I ain't got no bitch to shoot me with beams. She don't know the fuck she's doing. She's sitting on the ground like bitching at one of my children about not being good enough. Or some shit. I don't know. I don't ever see her because I'm a terrible husband and father and everything else. But goddamn it, you're bad too. But you have, a woman gives you all this money and then she hits you with Blux Waves. Fuck, man, bullshit.
Hell yeah, those Blux Waves felt amazing.
Oh,
I had Blux Waves in the form of like when we first started getting packs of Shadows over Innistrad.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, we had only hung out 2 times. Hell, only 1 time. We got packs like the day it released, and then we hung out and got some more packs like a week later. And I had 2 Nihiris, 2 Arlen Courts, 2 Jason. I had Olivia. I had fucking everything. Everything.
You had Westfall Abbeys. You had Thing in the Ices.
Oh, dude, yeah, I had 2 Thing in the Ices, 2 Westfall Abbeys. And you guys are just getting, like, bulk rares out of your pack.
Bulk?
You're like, holy shit, I want a fucking Nahiri. I want a goddamn Arlen Court. Are you fucking with me right now? That's ridiculous. And I just had such an overwhelming advantage over them that I don't even think we played at that time.
We never did.
Like, you just saw the writing on the wall.
Oh, I did.
Like, no, I'm not going to have it. You go fuck yourself. You got the good cards. I'm done with this. We're not doing this. Get whatever you want. Just open up packs, and CJ gets all the cool shit, and then we have nothing, and we have to play them with bulk rares. And I was pumped as shit to play that format, but they were over it.
We were over it. Yeah, me and
it was another friend of ours who he's a fickle boy.
He's a fickle boy. You can't count.
As every day goes by, he becomes more fickle and more flaky.
Yeah.
And that's why me and Rudy have to come up with tournaments that you can have with just 2 people.
Exactly.
We have made up fucking characters with random pictures you get off the internet because we have unreliable, shitty friends. No.
It's true.
Fuck.
It's true.
So if you're like us, you might want to try out what we're doing because it's awesome. If you just got one consistent, reliable friend,
boom.
I promise you,
that's all you
have
need.
You're
gonna have a real
time,
dude. Yeah, so that was our last big format we did that we got out of. And when we were thinking about getting into Magic again, CJ had played he played with Amonkhet. It was really fun, and I really wasn't into it. He got me into it, and then I was loving it. We wanted to finally figure out something that was going to work with us for the long haul. And he finally thought about this Rarity Restrict. That way, it's totally even playing field. It's just about construction and playing. And that's all, at the end of the day, what we want. We don't want, CJ has a nickel bowl off, but I don't, or I have a nickel bowl off, but he doesn't, or something like that feels like, it feels so overwhelmingly discouraging that you're like, I don't even want to play because it's bullshit. He's got this broken card.
Special. I feel like garbage. I'm going to have a bad time playing.
Yes.
None of that's happening. And
no.
One cool thing about this drought in Magic right now with prices, I mean, Hour Devastation is definitely, there's quite a few cards that are going up now.
Yes, they really are. I'm noticing that.
Amonkhet's still pretty worthless.
It really is.
But I bought a bunch of packs just because I like buying packs. But when I didn't get out of packs, I just bought in single form. And Rudy, for the most part, I got him a box and some other stuff, but outside of that, mostly everything he bought was just singles. And it costs so little to get. Right now, if you just get 1 of every mythic, 2 of every rare, 3 of every common, and 3 of every uncommon, 4 of every common, man, you just look at Amonkhet right now and just add that all together, it is so inexpensive. And you get a whole set. And you have this feeling of wholeness when you have that whole set.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, cool. I've got this mythic rare, and I only have 1 of it, but that's as many as I can use. So I wouldn't even want more of this mythic rare. Oh man, it just feels great.
It's a great feeling.
You play it. When you get to play it, it feels so special. More special than playing standard, having 4 copies every card. You're like, oh shit, dude. I got my Liliana. Oh, he's gonna be so sad when I drop this down. Oh fuck yeah!
It feels amazing, because it's the mythic. It's I only got 1 in the whole deck. Wow! And I drew my opening hand or I drew at the perfect time, or whatever. Feels amazing. And then going back to the financial aspect of it, a big thing is he was talking about with packs or buying it, and Amonkhet really isn't that expensive. But even if we were in an expensive standard set right now, the biggest thing that you save on is you only need 2 rares. So if let's say that a rare was $10 a piece, it's only $20 as opposed to having to spend $40 to get a playset on that rare. Same thing it goes as a mythic or anything. You have a Gideon ally Zendikar. Normally you have to buy 4. Period. You couldn't buy. Maybe 3 you can get away with. You just buy 1 and you're done. As opposed to spending over $100 on a playset of Gideon, $25 or $30 or whatever he's at right now, and boom, you got your Gideon. You're good to go.
Oh yeah, and man, if you're interested in pre-ordering anything, I mean, lately with pre-orders with Magic, I'm sure it's just because of the confusion of this rotation. And all the flip-flopping that's been happening. But shit, man, I mean, even Hour of Devastation, you could have gotten the Locust God for $5 pre-order. Scorpion God was $5 as well. Arab, I think, was $7 originally pre-order.
Yeah.
So, when you're looking at it from the perspective that you only want 1 of every mythic, 2 of every rare, man, you can just pre-order, every card from the set for super cheap before anything skyrockets.
Super duper cheap. You can really take advantage and get away with a lot of things. And one thing nice too, that we experience, just we love doing the pre-releases. We love the pre-releases. If we can, we try to do all 5 of the pre-releases. If you watch anything on YouTube, you know how much we love the pre-releases. But the cool thing too is like let's say like Nicol Bolas is like a $20 Planeswalker. You pull a second one. Well, that's awesome because now you can comfortably sell that second one, or maybe you take that second one exclusively put in your EDH deck, whatever. But like you can gain.
Ew, you said EDH. Ew.
Yeah.
You meant Commander, God.
I meant Commander. I meant Commander. I don't know why I said EDH. You know why?
Yeah, it's weird.
You know why I probably said EDH? I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and that's how you know how people.
Yeah, I mean the majority of people do say EDH, and I just cringe every time they say it.
A little tangent is me and CJ hate like when people are like, oh no, I can't say the full word of a card, even if it's long or whatever. Biggest thing was in Yu-Gi-Oh! There was this card called Dark Magician of Chaos, and they would call it DMOC. And we wouldn't even know what they were talking about. What? They'd be like, you got DMOC for trade? You got DMOC for trade?
Dude, you got BLS?
You got BLS?
You got BLS?
Bacon lettuce sandwich?
You mean Black Luster Soldier? Hold on. Can you just say the word
Black Luster
Soldier out loud real quick? Because that is the coolest sequence of 3 words together ever. Black Luster Soldier? Why don't you want to say that? That's fucking amazing. Why are you saying BLS to me?
To say freaking 3 letters, like it's a BLT sandwich or some shit.
And in this case, it's not an abbreviation of Commander, but I would prefer it if people said Elder Dragon Highlander. I mean, it sounds weird and dorky, so I'm not sure why they're not just calling it Commander to begin with.
Well, Mike,
the official name for it.
Well, Mike, Elder Dragon Highlander is the official name for it, and Commander was.
Well, Commander was what Magic named.
Yes, because of legal purpose.
What Wizards? What Wizards?
What Wizards?
But yeah, originally it was Elder Dragon Highlander.
Yeah, and they had
if you want to call it that's cool. But God damn it, don't you come to me with EDH. Don't you fucking abbreviate something. We are talking face to face. Don't you use abbreviations.
Yeah,
God damn it.
God, it's just so awful. I hate it so much. God, that's a whole tangent for that. But yeah, if you want to put in your Commander deck or whatever, you can gain something out of it, but don't fucking abbreviate stuff. That's what we're trying to get at. But anyway,
how did we even get into that? Oh yeah. You were like, if you have second Nicol Bolas, maybe you just put it in your Commander deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
So any of your extras you can put in your Commander deck, or you can sell them, especially if they're valuable. You can just go ahead and pop them off.
You get to sell them without guilt.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I really, shit, dude, why wouldn't I want 4 copies of this card? Because you can only use one. Stupid. That's why now.
Stupid
other one. Make the money and feel great about it.
That's the best thing is because usually let's say you're pulling Chandras and you pull 3 Chandras. Well, you need one more in your play set, but you can get like $20 or more for each Chandra, and you're like,
I don't know if I'll
horrible.
Use it. It's horrible when
I don't know if I'll even play all 4 of them.
Like,
I might only play 3 in my deck or 2 in my deck, but it feels awful to not have the full play set of what you could play, just in case you wanted to play more, or maybe you want to sideboard the extra copies. But here, like you said, don't be stupid. You got 1, that's the most you can play. Don't worry about it. You got rares, you got 2, that's the most you can possibly play in this particular fun casual format.
Across all 4 of your decks.
Mm-hmm. Across all 4. Yeah, that's another reason we did reinforce that rule on top of it being more dynamic and fun, was that you don't have to worry about being like, oh, well, shit, I got this 1 Nicol Bolas for this one deck, but I was going to make another Grixis deck, and I want to have a Nicol Bolas from that one. That was a switch. That's stupid. Fuck that. No. 1, 1, 1, 1. Stop it.
So it's like, otherwise it would be like, if a Planeswalker is good, realistically, you're probably going to use it in 3 out of 4 of your decks, because the only reason it's not in the 4th one is because it in no way can fit in there. So it's like, nah, dude, fuck off. You can only use 1 mythic, 1 of any copy of a mythic, 2 of any rare, whatever. You're basically writing it all down as 1 full deck list, and you're saying, all right, so this is what's in this deck. this is what's in this deck, this is here, and this is here. Okay, let me go across to make sure that I'm not using any more copies than I'm allowed to across the deck. All right, I see I'm using 4 of this common here. That means I can't use it in any of my other decks because I'm using the maximum amount in this one deck.
Boom.
So I feel like it's easier to explain in person, that aspect of it. I remember I was trying to explain it to Owens, and it was just not clicking in his head. So, yeah. Hopefully we explained it well enough. I guess we'll fucking find out. I don't know.
If you're watching this, I'm going to add some visuals to help, too. Also feel, go ahead and email us. Go ahead and add comments. We'll answer them. If you have any more further questions about the format, if you need to break anything down, or maybe even show some deck lists, we'd be happy to do that. Or
maybe you just want to let Rudy know that in the course of you listening to this, you've stolen his identity with the Social Security number.
Yeah, man, a heads up would be great. That way I can start fraud. But, I feel like at that point you'd be too honest, and you probably wouldn't have done it to begin with. So I'm probably not going to hear about it until it's too late.
Yep. Hell yeah. You got some mortgages now.
Woo! Mortgage, motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's America right in a nutshell, dude.
Yep.
Steal yo identity, bitch.
Looking good, feeling good.
Looking good, feeling good. But yeah.
Anyway, so I feel like we talked about everything we need to talk about in this one.
Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up this episode. Go ahead and
definitely there's a lot more we want to talk about. But the general gist of this format is what we wanted to get into this episode. And if you have any questions, do all those things that Rudy talked about.
Mm-hmm. Do all those things.
That I don't remember. Something about email, some other shit.
Yeah, comments and stuff. If this is a podcast, go ahead and feel free to email us. I'll make sure to put them in there. If you're watching on YouTube, just comment. If you like any of this content or you want to listen to any more of the stuff that we'll ramble on about with our mouths, feel free to like and subscribe to us. Also,
please do. We have nothing.
We have nothing, and we have
nothing.
No one.
We're starting from the bottom here. We got nothing.
We got nothing. We need you. We need you to help us.
Definitely the only likes and subscriptions we have right now are, I think, my wife, maybe Owen.
I don't think so. I don't think he has that level of commitment.
He doesn't give a fuck about us. That's right.
It's 3 people, so I'm pretty sure it's just me, you, and your wife. And
yes.
And that's it. I don't even think I can get my girlfriend to subscribe to us. But we're
going places, dude.
We
Looking
need
good,
you.
feeling good.
We need you. We need you to both look good and to feel good. Help us, please. So if you want to show some love, please feel free to. If you have any comments on or anything you'd like to see in the future episodes, please let us know. Other than that, I think that pretty much wraps this episode up. Any closing statements you got, CJ?
Well, you know what I'm gonna say.
What are you gonna say?
Eat, pray, love, good night, motherfucker.
Eat, pray, love, good night. What else can be said? All right, we'll talk to you guys in the next one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.